A study at Oxford University found that 45% of all current jobs will disappear in the next 10 years, with some of them being fully automated or upgraded to a point where a fraction of the workforce is required. As the environment is changing, this will significantly affect the way you plan for your future. Hello viewers, welcome to Exponential Luxuries, a place of exploring luxurious and financial horizons. Let's deep dive into 15 jobs that will disappear in the future. Number 1. Military pilots and soldiers. The military is the industry that is most sensitive to innovation. The first to embrace and deploy it is the first one. If wars were decided back in the day based on who had the largest number of troops, today it is a technology game. You don't see people holding bayonets and riding battle horses anymore because that would be ineffective. Without endangering the pilot's life sitting comfortably in a chair on the other side of the world, drones can hit a target more accurately than any human can. The need for human soldiers remains, but not as we know it. These are the special ops that are the best of the best, which can only be deployed when no other technology is at play. Number 2. Fast food cook. Automation could be imminent in the future, with fast food chains wanting to function at a lower cost. Indeed, the fast food workers face an 81% chance of automation, according to a 2013 study. In the next few years in particular, fast food cooks could be made redundant as their employers start to use current technologies to speed up processes and minimize operating costs. And it's happening now. With AI-driven, burger-flipping kitchen assistants, Cali Burger is already testing an automated workforce. Number 3. Sports referee and umpires. If you've ever fantasized about a sports career, you might want to think twice about becoming a referee or an umpire. Your services are not likely to be needed in the future. The governing body of football, FIFA, is relenting to pressure to introduce more technology into the game, with goal line technology now being used in top European leagues as a standard and the video assistant referee system. This follows the example of other sports that have long used technology, such as tennis, cricket, and rugby. During a match, a real-time decision will be made. While some believe that a move to artificial refereeing is a good thing since it reduces the scope for mistakes, others argue that many sporting rules are open to interpretation and that the chance of human error increases the match's drama and spectacle. Number 4. Travel agents. When did you last go to a travel agency to book a flight? The flight ticket sector was taken over by the likes of Skyscanner. Booking.com distributes the hotel business as a whole via the hotel booking industry and Airbnb. A third person doesn't need to book a flight or a hotel room for us, we're able to do it ourselves. You can easily find a flight, hotel, and car all from your telephone these days, which is the main reason why these jobs are aimed at extinction. Number 5. Manufacturing workers. All the people working in the fields moved to work in factories as the Industrial Revolution hit, handcrafting machines that will make it easier for our lives. These same people were put in charge of building machines that build other machines that would eliminate the need for human beings in the process and with the advancement in technology. A fun thing to do is compare the way cars were built in the Volkswagen factories less than 100 years ago and how they're built today. Several people worked in tandem to put together the end product back then, while you're watching simple software at work today. Number 6. Fisher. While seafood and farmed fish imports are cheaper and increasingly more widespread, both the United Kingdom and the United States are guilty of overfishing. This causes major ecosystem disruptions, affects the food chains and survival rates of marine life. At the same time, the effects of climate change have an impact on the fish stocks available. None of this looks good for professional fishermen who, as a result of these developments, are subject to ever stricter quotas. With research on fishing bots that can do the job instead of humans, even the few who choose to stay in the profession will be unlikely to escape technology. Number 7. Assemblers and fabricators. Automation appears inevitable when it comes to occupations that include manual labor. Assemblers are primarily responsible, with other products, for producing commodities such as toys, vehicles, and aircraft. With machines and robotics, however, taking over assembly processes and repeated tasks, assemblers in most industries are becoming an endangered species. By 2028, the profession will face an 11% decline, resulting in the loss of some 203,300 jobs, according to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. Number 8. Drivers. Let me put it this way. If your job consists of driving machinery, cars, or vehicles of any kind, you will soon be out of work. On the verge of complete automation are all taxi drivers, bus drivers, truck drivers, Uber drivers, and delivery drivers. There are 15.5 million trucks and 2 million tractor-trailers on the roads in the U.S. alone. 14 million people are employed by the trucking industry, of whom 10 million are drivers. These are the individuals who are going to be pushed out first because there's no need for a self-driving truck to stop, attentive to the road 24/7 for rest, and we already have the technology. Believe it or not, the government in Germany is already supporting this, and they're betting hard on self-driving trucks. All you do is press a button and it takes you anywhere you want to go. Number 9. Dispatcher. We've been talking about the drivers and the delivery, but what about the people who tell them where to go? They too find themselves in trouble. These people are traditionally called dispatchers, and their jobs are in serious jeopardy. The main reason why, like many other imperiled jobs, is due to automation. As well as, if not better than any human, computers can route resources to where they're required. Number 10. Farmers. Not all farmers will disappear within 10 years, but their role will decrease, as we've seen over the past couple of generations. Most Americans were farmers at one time. Now, there are only 2 million farmers nationwide, and it's a field that is shrinking. Technology makes it easier for fewer individuals to produce more yield, and indoor farms and even lab-grown meats are likely to begin to increase in popularity. More than anything, the new batch of farmers could resemble scientists and biologists. Number 11. Construction workers. Back here on Earth, where people are actually using their hands and backs to do things, there are at least 200 million people working in construction around the world, and you would expect a number to be on the rise with developing countries wishing to expand. Well, it's not, and that's because technology is becoming more efficient and more cost-effective. Developers now need more machines to use the equipment to build and a slightly more specialized workforce. We can see that construction workers will follow the same path as those who used to work in the farming industry in the past as technology advances. The future doesn't seem like a welcoming place for you unless you're the owner of the business or one of those specialized employees who are further down the line of automation. Number 12. Delivery. Jobs such as drivers and postal workers were already included. These two jobs are aimed at one primary function: delivering stuff. But we think it's justified to add delivery as its own classification. Millions of people professionally deliver things, whether they're pizzas, newspapers, or even individuals, and the clock is ticking on these jobs again, potentially leaving tens of millions out of work. Number 13. Cashiers. As cashiers and in-stores salespeople, America alone has 8 million people working. Sooner than they think, these individuals will be out of work. I know you saw the self-checkout stations, and they still have someone overseeing them, and now and then they're bugging, but we're not far from taking over the machines in this space altogether. If you've been following what the biggest trade giants are doing, connecting the dots is easy. For almost $14 billion, Amazon acquired Whole Foods. Amazon Go, a corner store where you just walk in, get what you need, and walk out with 0 people involved. With everything you purchased being automatically deducted from your credit card, sensors are on the rise, and the technology only needs to be a little better for the switch to be made than the human counterpart, without bringing the drama of their personal lives into the workplace. AI cashiers can also go 24/7. Number 14. Telemarketer. Have you noticed that fewer and fewer telemarketers already exist? Their entire industry has been taken over all over the internet and on all your devices by targeted ads. Based on the data collected by the tech giants from your use on their platforms, these advertisements are specifically built. Facebook is not a charitable organization. To create a custom profile for each one of its users, it uses all the data for the things you like, click on, share, or engage with, batch them down, and sell them to other businesses. As they learn more and more from you, ads are becoming smarter, and that's why telemarketers are obsolete. Number 15. Waiters in hotels and restaurants. Okay, not all of them are gone, but the bulk is sure to have a foot out the door. Of course, social interaction is necessary, but that's not always the case. You just want to sit down sometimes, have the food arrive as soon as possible at your table, enjoy a specific mix of alcoholic beverages, and then leave, all of which can successfully be replaced with an algorithm and an iPad that is carefully documented. Around the world, more and more restaurants are jumping in on this trend. Did you find this video interesting? For more videos like this one, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and tap that bell so you won't miss our next video. Until next time.